So what exactly is psychometry and how on earth do we use this? So basically all psychometry is being able to hold on to an object or put your hand on something and be able to pick up information about it or about the person that it belongs to. Now this sounds in theory really difficult, but it's actually not as bad as you think. And a lot of people have a lot easier time with this than they think that they will after they actually try it. So a lot of times when you want to use this, it's just a method of picking up, information. Sometimes it's helpful if you're buying an antique and you're not sure what you're getting yourself into. You can kind of sort of pick up some vibes and see if it's something maybe that has good energy or bad energy. If you are trying to learn information about people, right? A lot of times if you are taking metaphysical classes, this is something that they will do. They will have you exchange objects, and then you will try to pick up as much information intuitively off of that, and then check it with the person who it belongs to after you've given them the information you've picked up and see if it matches, right? See how good you actually are. And this also too, it helps you hone your skills, because I think at the beginning you doubt yourself a lot and you're like, oh, I can't possibly get that. That sounds really weird. For me, the first time I tried it, I kept hearing this phrase of the song that was like all the gold in California, and it kept going on repeat and it wouldn't stop, like that horrible song that gets caught in your head. And so I was really nervous to say it out loud in the class because I thought, oh, my crazy person, this isn't right. And the person who it belonged to, he said, that belongs to my girlfriend. She has blonde hair and she's from California. And it kind of just blew my mind. So, never discount anything that you get. You can hear things, you can kind of get impressions, you might feel something, you might get a flash of a picture of something in your head. And those are all different ways that you can get readings off of the object, right? If you're a little more well-versed in your psychic senses and psychic abilities, there's lots of different ways that you can pick stuff up, right? Some of which include the ways that I just discussed with you. So, but you don't have to have those in order to be able to pick things up. We're a lot more intuitive than we think we are. And I've seen some people that don't have a lot of those abilities developed yet that have been able to do this technique fairly well. The only advice I will give you is to make sure that you are actually grounded when you do this and centered, so that you can really focus on the object that you're holding on to and get the proper information out of it. Another thing that this is useful for is, it's a form of divination. So if you're interested in doing readings for people, this is a way that you can read somebody's energy that's kind of a little bit more fun and a little bit more unique. I use this sometimes too for people that just have maybe like a couple quick questions for me, don't want to have to do like a whole session or something like that, or they just kind of want to see what I can do because they're nervous and maybe they've never tried something like this before. So if that's the case, if I want to divine information for somebody and kind of use it like I'm doing a reading, I will take something personal of theirs. A lot of times the first thing I go for is I say, please give me your keys, right? Because a lot of times the keys that we have, they're just our keys. Now, if it's somebody like my brother, he's got like 85 keys on there for work, and they're not all his, right? But if it's just your own keys, and you should always ask just to make sure so you don't get kind of a muddled reading, your house keys, that's where you live. Like that's where your energy sits all the time. So that those keys and those things that are on there, your car, those are all very personal to you. So that's a good thing that you can start with. If somebody's got an issue with that, or maybe the energy is a little bit mucked up because you've got a lot of other keys on there, you can always take a piece of jewelry. I've taken somebody's earring before, I've taken somebody's ring or bracelet. One time I even grabbed some guy's wallet. I go, let me just hold your wallet. And he was kind of like, I'm like, I'm not going to steal it, but like that's all your stuff in there. It's got your name on it and your personal stuff. That's all your energy on that. So you can do it off of that too. Just make sure the person's comfortable, because sometimes people get a little sketchy if you ask them to hand over their pocket fold, right? But you can do that. And if you want to, you can kind of just, for me, the way it works, I kind of calm myself and ground, and I just kind of let my psychic senses take over. A lot of times for me, the clairaudience kicks in for me, which is my psychic hearing. So if somebody asks me a question, I will hear the answer and then I will just relay the answer to you. So when I'm doing readings, that's kind of how I do it. And it's Spirit's way of kind of giving you the information very easily. And because you're pretty much basically literally plugged into somebody else's energy because you're holding something that's theirs, it's very easy to get that sort of information. So I hope this sounds like something that might be fun for you guys to try. Maybe it's something that's a little easier and feels a little less overwhelming or intimidating to you. If you're looking for objects too, great places to start are ask your friend to give you something, right, that may or may not belong to them. To kind of read, and then you go back and check in with them. Ask for something that's a family heirloom, right? Something that belongs to somebody who's passed, right? And then go and check that information with the rest of your family and see if you can pick up on those things, right? So it's really kind of a fun, interesting divination tool. And honestly, I've learned so many interesting things just using it on a personal level, not even for other people. So give it a shot, try it out. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help get you going with this in any way that you need. So until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day.